For this week's T-Bird News, New Year's resolutions are in full swing. We have a student spotlight along with alumni limelight. T-Bird Tuesday is coming at you soon. The Super Bowl is a week away. Will the Bucs or Chiefs take home the title? Plus, a special weather report. All these stories and more coming up on T-Bird News.
Good morning, North Branford, and welcome to the new year and our new T-Bird News. We're your hosts,
Bree D.
and Sheldon. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
With the new year recently passed, we finally get to say goodbye and good riddance to 2020, hoping that 2021 is better for everyone. Bree D had a chance to see what people are doing with their New Year's resolutions.
As we leave 2020 in the past, people are hoping for better things to come in the new year 2021. 2020 has taught people many new things. With the new year beginning, people are focused on their New Year's resolution.
My New Year's resolution is to be nicer to my brother.
My New Year's resolution is to better myself this year.
The most common ones we have seen in the past are for the people to get fit and to eat healthier. NB School Community gives us a nice variety of different resolutions and goals that they set in place.
My New Year's resolution is to keep up with my academic success and try and maintain it until I'm a senior.
COVID-19 has taken a mental toll on us and created unneeded stress. By focusing on our mental health during 2021, we can all live a better quality of life.
I plan on focusing more mentally, making sure I'm happy mentally and thinking things through and not overthinking things.
How I can better myself this year is be more patient, take a lot of deep breaths, and focus on things that truly make me happy, the small things, and looking at gratitude, acknowledging other people in my life that truly make me happy.
All right, so in 2020, I learned how important family is and to never sweat the small stuff.
I got the chance to talk with some students here at MBHS about how their 2020 went.
One thing I learned in 2020 is not to give up, even though the situation was pretty dumb with COVID, but I didn't give up.
Not giving up, just like R in SOAR, which stands for Resilient Lifelong Learner.
2020 was definitely a weird year. I think the best thing that I learned was that sometimes you have to work a little bit harder for things, like with all the restrictions and stuff going on. It's definitely harder to do things, a lot of things that a lot of people enjoy, but you just gotta work through it, right? And hopefully this year things will get better.
This year brings new beginnings and new experiences. I hope that everyone has a great 2021. For T-Bird News, I'm Bree D. Jason Guerrero was given the opportunity to go ahead and interview our school's student spotlight, Brooke Carpel. Let's go ahead and hear about how she was able to reach where she is.
Our student spotlight this year is Brooke Carpel. She explained to us how she made it to where she is and what challenges she faced. Brooke has been skating for 9 years, and she has been racing for 6. She states she loves skiing because she enjoys being able to go as fast as she can, controlling where she can go.
It was pretty hard to get where I am now because I had to work on so many things that I was just no, I didn't want to work on. Drills that I just didn't like one ski skiing. It was so hard a year ago, but I worked on it for a while. And I did training over the summer, in the spring, in the fall, as much as I could to get better. And it made me able to ski more aggressive, faster, have a better line with the gates somehow because I felt more comfortable with my skiing. And then I was able to start placing top 15s, top 10s, maybe a podium this season.
That's all for this segment. For T-Bird News, I'm Jason Guerrero.
Tight our North Branford community is, and many alumni come back to experience it all over again. T-Bird News is starting an alumni limelight. Jeremy Bonnell got the chance to speak with Mr. Dombrowski about his time as a North Branford high schooler.
Good morning, North Branford. Good morning, North Branford. We're here at Mr. Dombrowski's old stomping grounds. That's right, you guessed it. Good old North Branford High.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have the honor to kickstart one of our new segments this week. With the Alumni Spotlight, we will be taking a deeper look into the current staff members who attended this fabulous school. Starting it off with Mr. Dombrowski, he told me about his high school experience.
All right, so when I was a student here at North Brentwood High School, I was captain of the soccer and tennis team. I was president of student council. I was in National Honor Society, and I also was in the band.
Mr. Dombrowski is trying to set the same examples the current and former staff taught him while he was here. Don't worry, he let me know all about it.
So it's nice to be teaching here with some of the teachers I had as a student, because when I was a student here, I looked up to a lot of the teachers I had. So it's really great to learn from them as I'm beginning my teaching career.
Who doesn't love the community here at MBHS? Because Mr. Dombrowski was raving about how great the students are.
My favorite part about teaching at North Brentwood High School is the students and the environment. The fact that we have a caring environment. The kids are great, the coworkers are great. It's just a great place to work.
From the classroom to the classroom, Mr. Dombrowski is surely a staple in this community. Make sure to send a hello his way. Reporting for T-Bird News, I'm Jeremy Bennell.
The middle of the school year is officially here. So far, it's been a crazy year, but great things have been happening here. Andrew Solito was able to see what the students have been looking forward to in the second half of the school year.
Oh, hey North Brantford. Would you look at that? It's midpoint of the school year. As freshmen are preparing for the next 3.5 years that they have ahead of them, us seniors are getting pretty excited for their last semester in school. Let's see how everyone's school year is going so far. Starting with the underclassmen, I took the time to speak to freshmen and sophomores of North Brentford High about their first semester this year.
Coming into high school, one of the hardest parts is the homework. It's hard getting used to, and it's a lot harder than it was last year. Looking most forward to meeting new people, meeting new friends. Seems like it's gonna be fun.
So the most challenging part of the school year would have to be kind of getting used to having to quarantine if you're exposed.
Dealing with Jeremiah has been the most difficult part of my year so far.
I then moved on to the upperclassmen. Starting with the juniors, I spoke to them about the challenges they faced this year and anything that's been particularly stressful.
I think just distance learning itself, and even though it was a very short period that we went distant, it was challenging for me just to stay motivated, to keep up with my homework.
The most challenging part this year was probably adapting to the whole new schedule. Not really new, but online, going from online to in-school learning, pretty hard challenge, being quarantined a couple times.
I don't think it's been too stressful. While at school, teachers have been doing a lot to keep us on track and to keep us organized.
Lastly, I spoke to the seniors, whose time at North Brantford is now coming to a close. I wanted to know what they were doing to prepare themselves for their future.
I'd say physics class is pretty challenging, and I'd say having to do a lot of research and essays for the Yukon English has been challenging.
To prepare myself for the future, making sure I get good grades.
In my senior year, I'm preparing myself by figuring out what college I'm going to go to next year.
I'm trying to get into good study habits and being organized and not procrastinating.
Well, North Brantford, it's been one heck of a school year so far. After an exciting first semester, there's only more to come. Reporting for T-Bird News, I'm Andrew Solito. Fly high, North Brantford.
T-Bird Tuesday, a new event done on Tuesdays, is nominating a certain student or staff to receive a prize for being an outstanding student or staff. Mr. Raffone got the scoop on that.
Hello, my name is Paul. Today I'm going to be reading you a story called The T-Bird Tales. School spirit. School spirit is a vital part in any high school student body, and in an effort to boost student spirit, the administration is going to be starting something called T-Bird Tuesdays. Let's go. I'll show you some more. T-Bird Tuesdays is going to be on every other Tuesday starting on February 2nd. The idea being that students would wear purple and T-Bird gear. There will be gift card giveaways for the students with the most T-Bird gear. This is made to boost school spirit and positivity throughout. I got an interview with Miss Lee, the developer of this idea, to explain more about it.
Sure, so T-Bird Tuesday is something new and exciting that we're going to start on January 26th. We're going to do it every other Tuesday, and it's just a way to kind of continue the school spirit during the winter months. I know sometimes it gets a little drab and boring, so we want to kind of, keep everybody as excited as we possibly can. So there's two things to T-Bird Tuesday. The first is that we're going to encourage everybody to wear purple or T-Bird gear on that day, and then at some point during the day, Mr. Gwuds, myself, maybe even Mr. Steffler, maybe the T-Bird, I don't know. We're going to go out and we're going to find students that are dressed up in the best spirit gear, and we're going to just randomly award some gift cards and spread some school spirit that way. And the other part of T-Bird Tuesday that we're really excited about is we're going to be starting trivia. A different department is going to sponsor a trivia contest. So, for example, the math department might sponsor a trivia contest one week. It'll be posted in students' Google Classroom. There'll be a certain number of questions that students can answer. And then the students that do the best on those trivia questions, they'll get awarded some gift cards at the end of the week. And we're hoping that, getting everyone dressed up in school spirit is something that can help to engage the students that are coming to school. And then for our remote learners, we really hope that the trivia can keep them engaged and excited with our school spirit as well.
I also got the opinions of two other students on what they think about T-Bird Tuesday.
I think the idea of T-Bird Tuesday is a really good thing. It'll help build community in the school, whereas I know during 2020, the past year, we've had a strong sense of community, but having everybody do the exact same thing on one day would be kind of fun to take part in, and I mean, the incentive of a gift card also makes it a whole hell of a lot better.
I think T-Bird Tuesdays will definitely increase school spirit, and the gift cards are an amazing idea. Go T-Birds!
When the T-Birds show their school spirit, they soar even higher. The end. For T-Bird News, I'm Paul Raffone. Back to you, Bree.
Our building isn't the Cadillac of schools right now, but the custodial staff does plenty of things to make our ancient school look the best it can. Sheldon got a chance to speak with John Florio, the head of the maintenance department.
Good morning, North Branford. As you know, our school's not the nicest of schools. But here in North Branford, the janitorial staff does the best they can to keep it in good shape. I got a chance to check that out. Mr. Florio, the head of the maintenance department. He serves all the buildings in the district, from HVAC, electrician, plumbing, and much more. He's a vital aspect to our district for many years now. When the pandemic hit in March, the maintenance department had another task to take on.
Back in February and March, when all that came down, where they made a decision whether they're going to go to school or they're not going to go to school, have distance learning, superintendent came to us and asked if we could sanitize every square inch of every building that we have.
The school has new equipment as well to help the maintenance staff clean every square inch of our school, ensuring everyone's safety.
Superintendent also purchased electrostatic sprayers. So every custodian has an electrostatic sprayer. Custodians go and they do the electrostatic spraying. Once they're done, they spray everything down as far as the cleaning goes. The custodial staff got together, they teamed up, and everybody went to every building. We went to one building at a time, the entire staff, and basically sanitized every square inch of every building.
How's it going, North Branford? Even our wonderful basement is clean. For T-Bird News, I'm Sheldon Weslick. Everyone loves to hear the nice bellow of a low brass or the strong beat of the drums echoing, the sound of voices coming together to sing a sweet melody through the halls. Although it looks different from most years, our talented band and our chorus push on. Chris Harrisme got the scoop on how they are adapting to the changes this year.
Oh my gosh, what is that? Is that the sound of the NBHS band? That's right, North Branford. Despite all the code restrictions, the band still plays and the chorus still sings. I got some interviews with some of the students and teachers to tell you just how they're adapting.
I think that COVID has really affected the music program, but not necessarily in a bad way. And even though we don't have like performances or concerts, we still have been able to put together recordings of our pieces, and we can practice at home and put it all together. And honestly, it sounds as good as concerts are, and then we can share it with everybody and people can enjoy music even if they're not in school. And it's really cool.
The coronavirus adaptations. The COVID adaptations have forced us to really think outside the box, and we've had to adapt. But it's definitely brought out the best in the band this year, and it's really nice to watch as underclassmen and upperclassmen are working with what we have, and we're making great music that everyone can enjoy. I'm just really inspired by everybody, and I'm happy to see it, happen this year like the way it is.
So basically what this is because we have to wear masks, this is basically the mask equivalent for an instrument. What we do for masks when we breathe, this is when we play, this protects it.
Jonathan, I feel like you can do it. Okay, yeah, I think I can do it too. Just a sec, hold on.
Well, it's definitely been harder this year with our masks on and having to be farther apart. It's definitely harder to hear each other, and it's harder to work on our breathing and working together, but we've gotten through it and we're doing really good this year considering all the restrictions that we have.
Not only is it harder for us to sing it because it's really hot in this auditorium, but we also don't have a lot of the choir here as well, along with these restrictions, so that makes it much more difficult to stay in line with what we're doing.
We are thankful though, because if we weren't singing, I think we'd actually go crazy. So while it's been pretty difficult, we've been finding the good things and making some awesome stuff. We have a full featured cabaret show that we did. We even made some holiday tunes together, and now we're working on some awesome music for our upcoming music video that we're gonna make. So although it's been pretty tough, we have some cool stuff coming out.
Man, I could listen to the band and chorus all day. But unfortunately, we've run out of time for this segment. We gotta get back to the studio. Back to you guys.
As the playoffs start to get wild, the Super Bowl is not far off. Vasilios got to speak with some students and staff to see who they think is taking home the Lombardi Trophy.
February is right around the corner, and we're about a week out from the Super Bowl. Let's have a look at some of your guys' early predictions.
The Super Bowl is something a lot of us look forward to. With the divisional round coming up, we have the Bucs versus the Saints, the Rams play the Packers, and on the AFC side, the Chiefs are playing against the Browns and the Bills are playing against the Ravens. With that in mind, let's see what some of you had to say for your Super Bowl picks.
Personally, I'd like to see the Browns versus the Bucs in the Super Bowl, see Tom Brady get that 7th ring. But realistically speaking, I feel we're going to see the Chiefs and the Saints, and Drew Brees is going to take the MVP home.
I feel like the Bills are going to take on the Bucs. Brady versus Allen.
I think that the Chiefs are going to beat the Bucs in the Super Bowl.
I got the Browns over the Bucs, probably by 30, 40. Kareem Hunt's probably going to put up 100 rushing yards. Probably kick a few field goals too on the side.
After the divisional games, we are now left with the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Buffalo Bills, and on the NFC side, we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the Green Bay Packers. The winners of these games will face off in the Super Bowl. Let's have a look at some more accurate predictions.
I think the Packers are going to win the Super Bowl, but I think it's going to be Bills-Packers.
I think the same thing, but I maybe think the Bills could win.
Nah.
I think the Bucks are going to win the Super Bowl because I've been a Bucks fan like my entire life. I've always rooted for the Bucks. I've loved them my entire life. I think Tom Brady's going to pass for 500 yards. He's going to win Super Bowl MVP, and he's going to win. And Bucks, go Bucks.
The Packers and the Buffalo Bills will play for the Super Bowl. No one circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills. However, Aaron Rodgers throwing to MVP Devontae Adams will win the Super Bowl.
As we learned this past Sunday, Pat Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs will be playing Brady and the Bucks in Super Bowl 55. This will be Brady's 10th Super Bowl appearance and Mahomes' second appearance for the second year in a row. Let's see if Brady will draw a great conclusion to an amazing legacy or pass the torch on to Pat Mahomes. We will find out next Sunday, February 7th, who will take home the Lombardi Trophy.
I'm pretty sure that the Chiefs are going to win. Yeah.
Well, that's weird because I think the Bucks are going to win, personally.
As awesome as it would be to see Brady win another Super Bowl, I do think that Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs are definitely going to take the trophy this year.
I think the Kansas City Chiefs are going to win the Super Bowl because, Bucks, they're not that good, and besides, Tom Brady's old. Patrick Mahomes is where it's at.
I think the Bucks are going to win. I disagree with Luke.
I think that Thomas Edward Patrick Brady Jr. and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to win this Super Bowl 55 this season. As much as it pains me to say this as a Giants fan, nothing but respect for the GOAT.
Tom Brady's no longer on the Patriots. I'd still like to see him win again. For T-Bird News, I'm Vasilios.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome to T-Bird Weather. I'm Andrew Salito. Behind the cameras, we have Sheldon Westlick. I'm going to be giving you guys a look at the 8-day forecast brought to you by WTNH, and then we're going to take a little bit deeper dive into an upcoming major winter snowstorm throughout the Northeast. So let's take a dive into that. So first, we're going to take a look at the Shoreline 8-day forecast brought to you by WTNH. So as you can see, going Thursday through Saturday, it's going to be a time of high pressure, which generally means that it's going to be sunny skies, relatively low wind. And then as we move into Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, there's going to be a snowstorm developing as a low pressure system moves into the region. And as those millibars are dropping really rapidly, it's going to develop quite a big snowstorm. And the WTNH is obviously siding with the Euro model here as they see some mixing issues on Monday. But I'm hopeful that this is going to transition and be a lot more snowfall than we see rain during the storm. So let's take a look at this upcoming major winter snowstorm. So in the Northeast, we have a classic nor'easter shaping up all the way from DC running up through Boston. We have areas of southern Vermont getting plastered with snow, the White Mountains of New Hampshire, and all the way up through Maine. This entire region is going to get a lot of snowfall. Hopefully near Connecticut and the southern side of New England, we're going to get quite a bit as well as this moves through the state. So here first we're going to look at 3 p.m. on Monday, February 1st. So on our map here, we have a 995 millibar low pressure system. So we can see that low pressure dropping increasingly as time continues throughout this storm. And with that, we're going to get a storm growing and becoming stronger and stronger during those hours. So we could see here moderate to heavy snowfall coming in through New York and through New Jersey and Long Island. And here it's moving in through the state, and hopefully it stays to snow. We won't see any mixing issues. Like I said, this is a really classic nor'easter coming from DC all the way up through Boston. So let's move on. So let's take a look at the Euro model versus the GFS model. So the ECMWF is the Euro model and the GFS is the global forecasting system. So the Euro model is showing a lot of mixing issues here for the state. As you can see, there's a lot of rainfall coming in through southern Connecticut. However, in the state, we still do see a lot of snowfall. So hopefully if these mixing issues do not persist, we'll be able to see quite a bit of snow. However, the GFS, on the other hand, is showing a lot more heavy coastal snowfall, as we could see. So when we look at that over here, we can see that 993 millibar low pressure system moving off there into the Atlantic. And with that, all of Connecticut's going to get quite a bit of snowfall. And this is also on 11 p.m. on Monday, February 1st. So let's take a deeper look at the models. So here we have the Euro ENS model. The ensemble model is essentially going to be bringing together all their different model runs into one cohesive report of what this storm track could look like. And with this ensemble model, we're seeing a lot of 5+ inch amounts coming through the region here in Connecticut. Now we have to keep in mind that this is an ensemble model, so this snowfall could be a lot lower or actually a lot higher. We could be looking at a foot here, even though this suggests maybe 5 inches. So I'm gonna say that we're probably looking at about 6 inches through most of the state of Connecticut here on this storm. So now we're gonna take a look at the GFS ensemble model. And with this ensemble model, the bullseye of the storm is going to be a bit further northeast than shown in the Euro. And again, this is an ensemble model, so it must be understood that this could be a lot higher or a lot lower than it is forecasted in this. But with this, we're looking at about 8 inches throughout New Haven County. The storm's going to be a bit further west, so if it pushes east, we could actually get a lot more of that, looking at about 1 foot of snowfall. So let's move on. Last, we're going to take a look at our GEM model, which is the Canadian model. So the Canadian model I thought I'd bring up because it's pretty exciting for Connecticut. This shows the bullseye in New York City, where they're going to see a lot of widespread, possible 18 to 20 inch amounts going there through New York City and Long Island. Here in Connecticut, we get a lot of 15 plus inch amounts throughout the region. And I'm predicting that there's going to be about 16 inches through coastal Connecticut and New Haven County, which would be pretty exciting for us to get about maybe 1.5 feet of snowfall. And bringing all of this together, I'm going to go over my confidence level for this snowstorm. So we're going to look at those ensemble models. They're generally agreeing with each other, so we're going to associate that with a lot higher confidence, maybe a confidence level 4 or 5 with this snowstorm. I think that we're going to get a good dumping of snow, at least 5 inches there. And I can generally say that I'm pretty confident about that. As for the GEM, we're looking at a bit lower of a 2 or a 3 perhaps. However, this confidence level could increase over the weekend as we see this storm develop more and more. Obviously, I'm hoping for these greater totals of snowfall, but you know, weather's weather, and that's how it's going to be. So everyone, make sure you stay warm and bundled up throughout the weekend, and have a great rest of your week. Reporting for T-Bird News, I'm Andrew Solito.
Thanks for tuning in to this first T-Bird News of this new year. We're starting off this new year right. North Branford, catch you next time. For T-Bird News, I'm Sheldon.
And I'm Bree D. Catch you on the flippity.